Welcome, yogis, to the Intro Oils and Om class. My name's Brandi, and I'm your instructor. I'm an RYT 200, and if you want to learn more about me, you can check out the About Me video. For today's practice, I encourage you to have a couple of pillows, a blanket or a towel, and a belt, yoga strap. Also, a longer towel will work great as well. And we're going to start today's practice seated. And I am going to use a yoga block. Now you could use pillows or anything else or nothing at all. And I'm going to sit up on the block today. And you'll kind of feel your sit bones a little bit on the block or on your pillow or whatever you got going. And I'm just going to kind of sit crisscross applesauce. Now, if this type of seat is not comfortable for you and propping yourself up can make it more comfortable, great. If this doesn't feel good, you can lay down, you can sit in a way that feels comfortable to you. I also am going to use the Align blend from doTERRA to support my practice today. You can check out the link in the video if you're interested. So, sitting up nice and tall. If you have oils, breathing them in, holding the breath, and then breathing out. 2 more. And you're just transferring yourself to be within the 4 corners of your mat. And you can close your eyes if that's comfortable, or you can keep a soft gaze down. And you're just going to roll your shoulders nice and big. And it doesn't even matter what direction you're going, because we're going to go both ways. Go ahead and switch the direction. And then just stop, kind of shake it out, and then you're going to breathe in, bring your shoulders up to your ears, and exhale through the mouth. Big drop. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. And 1 more. And exhale. And just shift to noticing more about your breath. If it's fast or slow, is it coming from your belly or your shoulders? And there's no judgment. You're just saying, hey, what's going on? How am I breathing? Am I breathing? And also, how are you feeling emotionally? And try to name it. More than happy, sad, mad. How are you feeling energetically? Feel tired today, awake? Again, no judgment. You're just checking in. Do you feel disconnected? Do you feel in your head? All these little notes. And what I'm going to ask you to do during this practice today is to go within. To put all of that to the side. Put your to-do list not anywhere close to your mat. You're going to take time just for you. So you're going to breathe in for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Exhale 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. And just repeat that. And then just return to breathing naturally, breathing, lifting your arms all the way up. As you're reaching up, you're also pushing your hips down. Pull your belly button in and up a little bit. And then you're going to exhale, drop the right hand down, and you're lifting up and over the right side. And push that left hip down. And if it feels okay, you can look up. And then notice if you're tipping forward or tipping backward, and see if you can get yourself right in the middle. Breathing, opening the ribs and closing the ribs. And then you're going to lift up, inhale, and we're just going to go to the other side. So dropping that hand, lifting up and over. So you're pushing that hip down, you're reaching up, maybe looking up, drop that opposite shoulder. It's something that I always have to check in with. I like to keep my shoulders up. And then we're just going to come all the way up and exhale, drop the arms. So you're going to take your hand to that opposite knee, sitting up nice and tall. And you're going to just look over your back shoulder, sort of like you're reversing it out of the parking lot, your driveway. Sit up nice and tall. And as you breathe out, it's like you're trying to wring out a towel. And then on your next breath in, just gently come back to center, and we'll just switch sides. Keep breathing. So then on your next breath in, you lift up, and on your next breath out, you twist. And just releasing all the way back to center. Take one more inhale, lift those shoulder blades to the ears, shoulders to the ears, and exhale, and release. Wonderful. So now we're going to transition to be on our hands and knees. And so here is where a blanket can really, really come in handy. And you're just going to place that blanket underneath your knees, just to give it some padding. So when we come to hands and knees in yoga, our hands are always like little suction cups. So our fingers are always spread super wide, and you're just trying to really grasp your mat there. And we want to have our shoulders and our wrists stacked, everything shoulder apart, so you don't want your arms wider or closer than the width of your shoulders. And then your knees stacked on top of your hips. And then you always want to pretend like someone's going to try to poke you in the belly. So you're going to lift that belly up. And then the last little thing here, right in between your shoulder blades, I want you to squeeze together like you're trying to crack open an acorn for your squirrel friend. And then look down at your mat. So this is tabletop. We're really, really active here, right? Now drop your belly, start to lift the tail and look up. It's like you're trying to bring your heart through your forearms. And then tuck your tail. Exhale, drop the crown of the head. Look at the belly button into cat. So cat-cow pose. So inhale, dropping the belly, looking up, drop the shoulder blades. Exhale, round, pull the shoulder blades apart. So as you inhale, the shoulder blades are cracking that acorn open. And as you exhale, you're spreading that apart. And just one more cat-cow pose. Inhale. And exhale. And we'll come back to a neutral spine. We're going to push back into child's pose. So you can pick your knees more together or your knees wider. I'm going to go more together today. And then you're going to start to push your hips to your heels, your chest towards your thighs. And then right here might be just where you land, which is perfect. This is where you could put a pillow or something of that nature. Like, where did I put my pillow? It's way over there. So that you can turn your child's pose into a restful pose. So just hang out here and breathe. You might be like, Brandi, it's kind of hard to breathe. And I don't disagree with you. So what we're going to do is think about, this is going to sound very strange, but that like your kidneys are your nostrils back here. So as you breathe in, you're trying to fill your lungs up back in the back area instead of pushing kind of your belly into your thighs. And it might click and it might not, and that's okay. It's just something to try on. And 2 more breaths here in child's pose. And then we're going to come back up to our tabletop. So I'm going to put that where I know where it is this time. So that nice strong tabletop. So your suction cup with the hands, your stack, the belly's lifting, and then you got that little acorn thing going on. Now curl your toes under for me, and you're going to lift your hips to make it upside down triangle and down dog. So we're going to lift up, keep those knees super bent, and then we're just going to come right back down to table. Breathing in. Now breathe out, going upside down, down dog. Hips to thighs, hips to sky. I mean chest to thighs, hip to sky. Goodness, I was trying to rhyme. Coming back to tabletop. And then exhale, back to down dog. And coming back to tabletop. Now we're going to connect some of these into what we call vinyasa. And I relaxed my toes. You can always keep them tucked, whatever feels best. So nice, strong in your tabletop. Drop your belly, breathe in, shine that Care Bear light of your heart. Exhale, round, drop the crown of the head. Inhale, coming back to your tabletop. Curl your toes as you breathe out, upside down triangle for downward facing dog. Look at your feet. Make sure they're on railroad tracks and that they're about hip width apart. And then you can start to really bend one knee and drop the opposite heel. This is called walking your dog. And you might be walking slower or faster. Your steps might be bigger or smaller, it doesn't matter. And then we're just going to come right back down and rest back in child's pose. So you could try a different child's pose this time. So I was more together, so this time I'll go toes together, knees apart. I'm going to feel more of a stretch in my hips. And one more breath. And then we'll come back to our tabletop posture. You can always take a moment to adjust clothes as needed. So suction cup those hands, acorn, belly in. Okay, so we're going to move on a little bit. So I want you to shift yourself forward, like you're going to look, I always say the top of your mat is like the edge of a mountain and coming back. So it's like you're shifting forward to look over the edge, and you're like, nah, I'll go back. 2 more of those. Shifting forward, breathing in, breathing out. Just want to keep the breath flowing. 1 more shift, and back. Wonderful. Now this time, we're going to go straight down. We're going to pretend like we're going to kiss our mat. And what we want to happen is the elbow to kind of brush the side. So do that with me right here. Just pick an arm up, brush the side. Do that with that other one so you can kind of feel what that motion feels like, what the elbow feels like brushing back. All right, so nice strong tabletop. Breathing in. Now, bend both of those elbows. Come down as far as it feels comfortable, and then lift up. So we're trying to get our triceps nice and strong as we're building towards chaturanga. So just one more time. Bend those elbows coming down and push back up. And you can sit back on your heels. You can come up on your toes. You can do whatever you need here just to roll out those wrists a little bit. And then we'll come back to our tabletop posture. So I'm going to move my blanket just for a second off to the side. You can keep it there. It may not feel comfortable, so that's why you might want to move it. And then you're going to take your time to come onto your belly. And as you're on your belly, you're going to take your arms out like big goalposts. So, scoring a football touchdown, that's how big, wide they are, like a big H. And then you're going to press the tops of your feet into your mat. And then squeeze your thighs so your knees lift up, but you're pushing your hips into the mat. So your lower body, from your hips to your toes, is going to stay right like here. Look at your mat, and then lower your head down. Now breathe in, and just lift your head and your chest. This is baby cobra. And breathe out and lower down. And again, breathe in, lift up, baby cobra. And breathe out, lower down. Now we're going to just shift how we're doing the arms. So just like we did with lowering down, we're going to bring our hands all the way by our sides, like in our elbows. We want to try to kiss our sides. So the head is down. Now think about that acorn. So squeeze your acorn. Breathe in, lift up into your baby cobra, elbows in, breathe out. Feet are on the mat. One more, breathe in, lift up. Try not to squeeze your booty. I know that's hard, and release down. And now you can push up to tabletop or to child's pose, and you can go ahead and bring your blanket back so you can use it for your knees. So we're going to connect some of these movements here, but before we do, we're going to learn just one more little thing. Sorry. All right, so I'm facing you for a second, and I have my arms out. So one thing like we never see in yoga, so remember how we just did those goalposts? It's typically not something we do. It's always like the elbows are coming in to brush those sides a lot. So something I will say is I'll have you kind of bend your elbows out, and then I'll say clip your wings. So just do that with me now. So your hands are up, your elbows are kind of out. See how my fingers are facing in? Now clip your wings. So remember, our hands are like this anyway. So we're just whoop, using our shoulder girdle to do some rotation so that we can keep tendons and ligaments and muscles aligned where they need to be to avoid injury. So that is called clipping the wings. So we're going to try it now in tabletop. So you're in tabletop, your grip, right? Now take your elbows out like you're going to do a push-up, and then clip your wings. And then, ooh, feel how that kind of helps your shoulder blades go right to cracking that acorn? Pretty cool, huh? Now breathe in, drop your belly, look up, shine your light. Exhale, tuck your tail, look at your belly button. Come to neutral, curl your toes, breathing out, downward dog. Bend those knees, walk your dog, come in and out of dog as much as you would like. We're gonna hold this for 3 breaths. So here's 3, and breathe out. Breathe in 2, and breathe out. Breathe in 1, and on your exhale, lower down and push back to your child's pose. Remember, grab props as you want and need them. And then come back up to tabletop. So very strong here in tabletop. We're just going to push it to one more little level. Now, if you want to stay here, that is totally fine with me. Or if you want to take a journey, we're going to take those arms, step them forward. We still got suction cups for hands. And then we're going to bring our shoulders in alignment with our wrists. And we're going to have a nice diagonal line in our upper body. So from our knees to our head. This is knee plank. Belly's pulling in. And then I just had to fix myself. Shoulder blades pulling in. So any level, you can come back and say, ooh, what's something I need to work on here? And this is tough, so child's pose. Breathing out. Now coming back to your tabletop. Okay, we're going to walk the hands forward, shifting forward into knee plank. Okay, nice and strong. And now from here, we're going to do what's called, so we're already at the knees, now we got to do chest and chin. So elbows are little, clip the wing, and then we lower down as slow as we can to chest and chin. And I got to move on my mat a little bit. And then we can press back. So let me just situate myself a little bit. And that's okay. You know, yoga is all over the place sometimes. On your mat, in space, there could be babies, there could be animals. You know, we have to learn how to do yoga in the space and the things that we have if we want to have a nice home practice. And so it doesn't have to look like anything other than what works for you. All your stuff, like I said before, you just have what you have, and that's beautiful. So, knees, chest, and chin again. I digress. So we're stepping those hands forward, and then we're shifting forward into our nice strong knee plank. And then pull that belly button up. You're clipping your wings. You're lowering down to the mat as slowly as you can. And then you're gonna relax down. So let's set up for baby cobra. So you're gonna press the feet into the mat, squeeze your thighs, but relax the booty. Press your hips down, look down, take your elbows in by the sides, relax your shoulder blades down. So it's like you put your shoulder blades into your back pockets. And then breathe in, lift up. Try not to put too much in your hands for baby cobra. Breathe out, lower down. 2 more, breathe in, lifting up. Breathe out, lower down. And last time, breathe in, lifting up. Breathe out, coming down. And then push yourself all the way back to child's pose, however you would like. Grab your props. If you don't want to do child's pose, you want to sit up, stand up on the knees. Remember, this is your practice. I can't see what you're doing. So you're good. Do what feels best for you. And then, when you're ready, we're going to come back to tabletop. This is where things are going to get a little fun. We're going to put some stuff together. When you need to rest at any time, please do so. You need a drink of water, pause and get a drink of water. All right, so we got to set it up strong from the get-go. Suction cup those arms. Pull in the belly. Acorn in between the shoulder blades. Drop the belly, breathe in. Exhale, tuck the tail, round the back. Come into your nice neutral spine. Good tabletop, tuck the toes, breathing in. Breathing out to your downward facing dog. We hold here for 3 breaths. So here's breath in and breath out. Here's 2. And 1 more breath in and breath out. Lower the knees down as you breathe in. Walk the hands out. Breathe out. You're coming to your plank. Get everything set up on your breath in. On your breath out, lower down, lay as slowly as you can. Breathe in, set up for your baby cobra, and breathe out, stay. Breathe in, lift up to baby cobra. Watch your gluteus maximus, relax. Exhale, 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out, make sure your wings are clipped back. And breathe in. And breathe out and push back into child's pose. So we're going to do that 2 more times, and on the second time we're going to skip this. So we're going to skip child's pose and do it again for a nice flow. Okay? And you can do it. And if you need to take child's and skip a flow, hey, that's okay. So what we're doing here is what's called vinyasa. So a lot of teachers will say, rinse it through, make your way to down dog, vinyasa. They could say something else, I don't know. Lots of different ways to get back to downward dog. And kind of it's like how we reset in vinyasa. So we're in our table, we're nice and strong. Breathe in, drop the belly, look up. Breathe out, tuck the tail round and drop the crown of the head. Breathe in, set it. Tuck the toes. Breathe out, down dog. We hold for 3 breaths. And exhale. And 2. And exhale. And 1. On the exhale, we lower the knees down. Inhale, walk the hands forward. Exhale, shift. Inhale, stay. Exhale, lower down, slow. Inhale. Get yourself situated. Feel good. Exhale, stay. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, we're just doing one. And now we're gonna push to table top. Set it up right away. Breathe in. Drop the belly cow, Exhale, round it into cat. Inhale, neutral, curl the toes. Exhale, down dog. We breathe for 3. 4, 2. 4, 1. Breathe in. Exhale, drop to your knees. You're going to walk the hands on the inhale. Shift it on the exhale. Inhale, exhale, lower. Sorry, I might have messed up my breath there. Inhale. We're coming right to baby cobra that time. I know you did it. I know you did. Exhale, lower down. And now, child's pose. Relax and breathe. Okay, now we are going to transition to standing. So I'm going to make sure I can find my blanket when I want it next. So whatever you need to do to come to standing, take your time to do so. And what we're going to learn is half sun A. So it's the beginning of our sun salutation. And then we might put it together. We'll see how I'm feeling and how the class is feeling to me for an intro class. So the first thing about standing in yoga is, what the heck are we doing with our feet? Now, from the way I've practiced for a really long time, I stand with my big toes together and my heels apart. That does not work for everybody. It might feel better for you to be on a railroad track, so your feet are kind of like a fist or two apart, and that might feel way better on your hips and knees. So you have to choose what's best for you. I can't tell you. So I wish I could, but I can't. So whatever feels best, whatever feels best. And then it's like somebody's taking a zipper and is going zip up. Now the other thing, I'm a big Star Trek fan, so I always want to figure out how to use the word engage in yoga, and I figured it out. When I say engage, it's like you're trying to pull and rip your feet apart. And that's what I'm doing right now. My legs are very active, okay? Like so much I'm like, I need to relax, okay? So we zip, and then we engage, and then we pull that belly button in. So everything's super active from the belly button done. Now relax. Okay, we're gonna leave the legs out of it. Now we're gonna focus on upper body. Roll your shoulders up and back, shoulder blades into your back pockets, and spread your arms and your fingers. So you should feel really open across the chest, and try to drop your shoulders down. And then just relax that. We'll do that upper body one again. So you're just gonna roll your shoulder blades up and back into your back pockets and spread the collarbones and the fingertips. Drop your shoulders and relax. So now comes the whole kit and caboodle. So we're gonna start from the bottom. You start to feel yourself zip up. We engage. We pull our belly in. We roll it back into our back pockets, we spread open, and we stand tall in mountain pose. This is a very active pose. You are doing a lot of stuff here, just breathing. Beautiful. So now breathe in, lift your arms up. Keep everything and breathe out. So you haven't moved a muscle. Just one more time, okay? Breathe in and breathe out. And now relax. Relax it out, shake it out. Beautiful. Now we're going to add some forward folding. This is where, if you have a tricky back, you're really going to have to listen and do modifications, okay? So, whatever your stance is, especially if you have low back problems, I would encourage you to separate the feet, okay? So, now, there's probably nobody behind you, right? Okay, now bend your knees, like you're gonna do a little dance. Put your hands on your thighs. Now push your butt back. And you're gonna have, so I have like a little flat back going on. So we're like, what's that? So I'm not arched like this or like this. I'm kind of in a nice straight line, okay? And I'm just gonna come back up and shake it out. All right, so bend in the knees, push your butt back. So this is the motion that we want to have when we fold forward. I'm gonna We're gonna do it slowly together. So you're just sliding down your legs, okay? Now here, I'm gonna start to round my spine and come over. So wherever you fall is great. If you're still up on the thighs, that's beautiful, okay? And then we're gonna just roll it up. So we just start to let everything hang, and then we just roll up, reverse, nice and easy. So now what's gonna add the layer is we have to do in the engage with the legs when we do this. You're like, what? Don't worry, I got you. So first of all, let's do Tadasana. Zip it up, engage, belly button, back pockets. Okay, we are strong. We're gonna breathe in, we're gonna lift our arms up. Now as we breathe out, what do? We bend the knees, we send the butt back. Then you can bring the hands down to the thighs. Support yourself as you're forward folding. Let the back round, and you're gonna hold here. Now, engage those legs still. You're still trying to pull apart the mat with your legs. I know, we're like, oh, I thought we just hung here, right? And then we just roll up again. So you're zipping. I'm zipping. I'm engaging still, and I'm in my nice strong Tadasana. 2 more times. Now I like to breathe in and bring my arms up like this, because if you're in a big yoga class, you can hurt people if you do out to the side. So hands down. So what can happen when we're ready is we're going to reverse up, zip it up and everything. We may not need to use the arms, and I'm going to just show that now, but you don't need to do that. Breathe in and breathe out, but I'm still bending those knees a whole heck of a lot and keeping very active so I protect my low back. Zip, 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 engage. Tadasana, strong. Hold it strong. And then shake it out. Awesome. So I think we can do it. We are going to put these two together, from standing to the kneeling. Yeah, I think we can do it. And we're just going to do it one time. So if you want to practice it, you can rewind the video or pause and just practice on your own, okay? So what do I want to do here? Actually, you're going to come to the back of your mat. That's how I would like to do this. And let's zip up in Tadasana, okay? So we got our feet going, we're zipping up, we're engaging, we're pulling in, we've got our shoulder blades into the back pockets, and we are tall and strong, and nobody can move us now. And we're going to breathe in and lift our arms up. Breathe out, bend the knees. If you need the assistance with the arms, please do. And then you're hanging over. Now you might need a block. You may need to just go from here straight to your knees, okay? Actually, let's do that. So from here, bend, and just come down to your knees. And that way you can grab your blanket. Sorry, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do there. So now we have our blanket. Set up in Tadasana, acorn, clip, belly. Inhale, drop the belly and look up. Tuck the tail, exhale, round. Inhale, back to center. Exhale as we bring the hands. Inhale as we come forward into our plank. Exhale, lower down as slowly as you can, keeping those elbows in. We're going right to baby cobra. So inhale. Remember, feet are down, elbows in. Exhale, lower, and then push back to child's pose. You know what? I think we can do that one more time, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and then I didn't do it. So you're in child's pose. All right. And when I do it this time, I'm not going to put my blanket down. I'm going to go without, just so I can make it, just teach it more fluid on the video. But if you want to pause and do it, you need to do what's right for you, okay? So here we are. We're going to zip it up, engage, belly, shoulder blades in back pockets, strong. Breathe in, lift the arms up, maybe look up. Breathe out, bend knees, push booty back. Remember, use your legs. And then bending the knees, coming down to tabletop. Take your time, set it up, okay? Strong. Breathe in, open the heart. Breathe out, round it, drop your head, shake, shake, shake. Breathe in to neutral, curl toes. Breathe out to your down dog. We're going to hold for 3. How are your feet? Are they on the railroad track? I hope so. 2, we got heart to thighs and hips to sky. And then we're going to just drop down into child's pose. And then you can lift up. And we're just going to come back to a comfortable seat. So if you want to sit up on a pillow or a block, or whatever feels best for you, that's what I would like you to do. You want to lay down? That's cool too. Because now we get just to say, how am I feeling? So remember how we checked in at the beginning of class? We're going to do the same thing. How does my body feel? Emotionally, physically, energetically? Have there been any shifts? Was I feeling tired? Do I feel more energetic? Was I feeling a bit down, but now I feel like I got a little kick in my spring in my step? And there's no judgment any way that this is, okay? Because your practice is your practice. And your practice is going to look different from my practice, and it should, because we have different bodies. And that's why I wanted to make sure that I did a class with really good modifications, so that anytime you're doing a practice, you know where to go to make sure that you have really good form and alignment and you're taking care of you. And so we're going to take care of ourselves just a little bit more before we end practice today. And I am going to use a little bit more of my Align oil. You can always use whatever oil you have on hand, or none at all. And breathing in. Hold. And breathing out. 2 more. And breathing out. And last breath in. And out. And I want you to put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And I always used to think this was such an uncomfortable thing for me to do. And if you feel that way, I want you to ask yourself if you can let your guard down a little bit with just yourself. You're safe in this space. You're safe in between the 4 corners of your mat. And if this is a place you can't be yourself, I'm not sure where else there is. And I encourage you to explore that on your yoga mat. Feeling the beating of the heart. What can you hear? What can you smell? What can you feel? And the to-do list and other things start to slip back into your brain. Remember, they're going to be there in a minute, so just put them to the side. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, maybe some slight little neck side to side. Your eyes are closed, soft gaze down, releasing the arms. Breathing in, lifting those arms up overhead, bringing them together to Anjali Mudra. Bringing the thumbs to the heart center. And just take a moment to be grateful and proud of yourself in this moment, because you should. You should feel so awesome for doing something just for you. And I hope you come back and do it again. Have a wonderful, wonderful experience throughout the rest of your day. Metta.